So today we're going to learn some map symbols. I couldn't find my map symbol cards, they are still at the Scout Hut, but I managed to find some old map symbol cards that I made. These are homemade, so they're not quite the symbol you'll find on the map. So if you remember day 24 when we did grid references, there's a key on either the top of your map or down the side of your map. Please get your maps out and have a look at the proper symbols. But these are close enough. I use these still for playing some games with map reading symbols. So we're going to start with these two, and these are both churches. And churches are great when you're doing map reading because they're tall, and because they're so tall you can see them from a distance, which means they're quite handy to pinpoint where you are, and if you're walking to them you can usually see them from quite far away, so you know you're going in the right direction. It is important to know that there's more than two different symbols for a church, but these are the two main ones you'll find. The first one is one across with a square underneath, and if you pretend you're a bird looking down, you're on a church with a tower, you'll see a square. So this is a church with a tower, and if you're a bird looking down with a church with a spiral, so that's like an ice cream cone on top of the church, then it will look like a circle. So a church with a spiral is a cross with a circle underneath. See if you can find those on the map. So this one here is just a cross, and it just means place of worship. So it may be a church, but it may not have a tower or a spire. It may just be a place of worship. And this one here, quite important, especially if you're planning a hike, because this is maybe where you're dropping off or being picked up from. And this is a car park, so this is a parking sign. So another two, the I is information centre. So there's a good place to go if you need to find out a bit about the local area. And probably a really good one to know is a campsite. This is a public campsite, not usually a private one. And this may also be accompanied by a caravan, which I haven't got on a draw out, but that would mean it would be a caravan and camping site. So this one here is a flag on a pole, and that means a golf course. May not be handy for much, but they're usually quite big areas, so sometimes they're easier to find. And this one here is a telephone, a public telephone. You may not find many of these now, there's not many around, but that's what it means, a public telephone. So this one here means picnic area, quite handy to know if you're planning a route or if you're out and about. Usually a nice area to sit down. Normally has actual picnic benches or benches to sit down, so a nice area to stop and have a break. And this one here looks a bit better and properly, but this is a 180-degree viewpoint. So if it went all the way around in a big, like a flower, like a big circle, it would mean a 360-degree viewpoint, which normally means you're on top of a hill or a high point or a peak. But this is a 180-degree viewpoint, so it may be found on the side of a hill or a side of an open wide space. So here's another four. We start with this one. Now this one's found on old maps. On new maps this is PC for public convenience, but some of the older maps is WC, which means the toilet or toilet area. HOS, HOS is short for hospital. Hopefully you won't need one of those while you're out on your hike. SCH, SCH is school, and if you are lucky enough to find them, there's not many around anymore, PO is post office. So that was some basic map reading and some basic map symbols. There's loads of map symbols, so have a look at your maps. Remember the key along the top or the side of your map. See if you can find some of these on your map. See if you can do the grid reference for them, a 6-digit grid reference. Please check out day 24 of Scout Lockdown to do the grid reference, and have a go at home. See how many how many map symbols you can identify. Thank you for watching. Stay home, stay safe.